Wait, I'm just kidding.
Action. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the DeezQuibs podcast. This is our 23rd episode, and I'm not your host, Dino.
I'm Omar.
Ryan. I'm not Ryan though.
Oh,
And today we are joined with a stupid guest.
Actually, never mind, dude.
Oh, you just left. Excuse me, sir. Could you please tell the people your name?
My name's Roberto Limon.
And how did you end up here? Because
Yeah,
we don't know how you ended. Yeah, we don't know either.
I don't know, dude. I just showed up.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, let me ask you this: how do you know Ryan specifically? Just Ryan?
Just Ryan?
Yeah.
Elementary school. We were like best friends, but we had hella beef with this guy named Dino.
Oh,
The
shit.
bitch.
Y'all have beef in elementary school?
Huh?
There's beef in elementary school. What kind of school
Low-key.
y'all go to?
You wouldn't know. It's in the hood, the East Lake. It was hard, dude.
Oh,
My parents were doctors and lawyers. Coming up was kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Shit, man. That's mad respect, man. Mad respect. Okay, I guess. How do you know Omar then?
Omar, I met through you guys back like 2 years ago, maybe. Damn,
Yeah.
it's been that long, like around 2 years ago. Just through you guys, but I didn't know Omar before.
Oh, I'm calling Captain that. That's a
Wait,
big
wait.
ass.
What the? We didn't...
Okay, now how do you know me?
Can we just not talk about that, dude? Like,
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
I'm shitty. Yeah, same as this, elementary school, middle school.
Hey, but I didn't go to elementary school though.
Oh yeah, you're a dumbass, huh? I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Okay, I guess in other words, when did our friendship blossom? I'll ask that because that's a good
Yo, it's
question.
hella sus.
Well, I guess it's important to know why you're here.
No, but I mean, I feel like there was 2 periods where it was like around like 6th grade, 7th grade, where I mean, me, you,
You were on your
like a couple
period?
of other.
Oh, God. Got him.
We would live. We lived around the same. We lived in the same neighborhood, played at the same park like every day, and then like
Mhm.
when we went to high school, we eventually just separated until what was it, like senior year? The end of literally when we graduated. I think after we
Mhm.
graduated, I met you like at the graduation celebration for Laxa, and we reconnected.
Mhm.
Same with Ryan. That's where I saw Ryan for the first time again, and then from there on, the rest is history.
Oh, well, we're sorry about that.
It's over, dude.
Yeah, you fucked up by reuniting with us. Fucked up big time.
Yeah, low key.
All right,
Lost hella
conti-
brain cells.
Yeah, continuing off what you just said, eventually you and me became coworkers. So I want to ask you, how was I as your coworker during those days? And for those who don't know, me and you used to work at Subway in San Diego.
Cap.
Oh shit! Oh fuck! You
No, I mean,
caught
I think at that same graduation celebration we went to, I think you told me that, or I feel like I somehow mentioned that I was looking for a job, and I feel like you mentioned that you worked at Subway, and that
Yeah,
I should
did
apply
mention I was
because
CEO. Yes.
you're far from CEO. You were like the lowest tier of Subway workers.
Salmon charters are important too.
Not to them. We're disposable. What do you call it? But I think you mentioned that you worked at Subway, and I was looking for a job, and I was like, well, shit, I just need a job. And I went there and I applied, and I got the job pretty fast, like within 2 weeks of like, looking into it, and I had it.
Yeah, I remember something I want to note, just so for other people to, if you're looking for a job, I think something you did right was when you came to visit me, you were lucky the manager was there, like the big manager. And also since you're bilingual, that's how you had the job easy.
Yeah, it was pretty easy. I mean, the manager was Mexican too, so instant connection.
So it was perfect. So with that said, would you work at Best Buy with Ryan? It's the real question. you already know we got to go that direction.
Low key, right now I'd work at Best Buy. Oh, dude, maybe I should ask if they're hiring. Low key, I'm not gonna.
Ryan, if you're the manager at your Best Buy, would you hire Roberto?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Oh, I'm calling cap on that.
Hey, but would you hire Dino?
Low key? Nah. Well,
Nah.
I would hire Omar too, though. I would hire Omar.
Yeah.
It was one TV, all right. I wasn't gonna do it to anymore. Never mind. Okay, go. Okay, leaving off of that. What is your best memory and worst memory of working at Best Buy?
Best Buy or Subway?
Best Buy, yeah.
Subway. Oh, yeah, man, my mind's still on
This
Best Buy.
dumbass can't even keep track of time.
My mind's-
Best and worst. I think my best memory was like.
Don't be afraid to get emotional. We want to see emotion.
The best moment was when Dino got fired. Worst
Best moment was when I left Dino's ass on Subway and I quit that shitty ass job. That was literally I think like the early days of our Subway, like around the time of National Sandwich Day, when it was like you, me, Elias, Eric was there, and we were all working, but it was hella easy. That was a pretty good day, and like during that time, I feel like they all merged into each other because it would be the same routine. We just go in there, not work, watch movies in the back, and make Snapchats of us just fucking around, like for the whole first half of like 2016 and like a little bit into 2017. But I think sort of like late into 2017 or like around March, it started to fall off pretty fast, and I started like hating the job because like all our coworkers quit. We were getting like new managers constantly. We got that. What was her name? That horrible, like, naive ass white girl that was was 18 and trying to become the manager.
Yeah, she was a bad boss. And they separated us too. We didn't work the mornings anymore. They separated us.
Yeah, it got pretty bad after that. And I think once she started becoming the manager, that was like when I don't really have like worse memories. It was just like a time and period where I was like, I hate this shit, dude. Like, I cannot do this anymore. And I felt like the need that I was like, I need to quit. Cause I mean, I didn't quit for like a fucking personal reason. Like they just forgot to put me on the schedule for that week. And I was like, you know what? I might as well just quit right now.
And to be fair for you, you and I were there like for a very long time already. So it made sense like to leave and find something else. And I think to fill in the viewers who just want to know more about what me and Roberto did was we worked at a Subway in San Diego, and it was one of those small Subways that they didn't bother having cameras. So because of that, we were able to fuck around as much as we can. And because it's one of the small Subways, we hardly got customers. So like he said, majority of the time we were just prepping food and watching movies.
Throw parties in the back.
Watch the whole Marvel series in the back.
Yeah, we'd have connection to the Bluetooth, so we had control of the music. You don't get to do that in any other job. I guess you do sound like restaurants, but yeah, it was fun. Yeah, what was your best and worst memory?
Oh, that's a good one. I think obviously the worst memory has to be...
I don't care, dude. Move on.
Oh, hell no. You don't have to the not host.
I was just kidding.
Shit, I guess... to answer your question, the worst memory has to be obviously when I'm getting yelled at by the customers. Then my best memory has to be... I think it's also just National Sandwich Day. I think just whenever like watching movies is about the same thing. There's no day that's like better than another because we always did.
Yeah, it was all pretty consistent. I'd agree.
Oh, I think the most interesting days. What was it? Or a funny memory is our biggest problem that when me and Roberto work, the biggest problem is just having cookies ready. Because we never
eat them all.
Yeah, every time we bake them, we just eat them. We never have any for the customer.
Bro, I didn't gain all this weight out of nowhere. It started at Subway. Dude, I was hella skinny before Subway, but after that, it just snowballed.
Yeah, man. Just looking back, I guess it was a good like a starting job. So for high schoolers or anyone who needs a good starting job, we recommend like fast food or Subway.
Yeah, I think everybody should work at fast food for some time.
Yeah, just so you get used to not having like a shitty job, but just like kind of understanding what goes into those type of jobs.
Yeah, and like so you don't become an asshole who mistreats fucking fast food workers or waiters, servers, hosts, and you're wondering why they can't do their job. But really it's because it's just like shitty customers, or they have a shitty boss, or they're just like overwhelmed, and you have to realize that it's not all about you because you're the customers. There's hundreds of other customers here, and like we're not just gonna focus solely on you.
Bro, but that's never the case. See, all the customers like it's always about me.
Yeah.
Didn't you guys in your location? I remember this. You guys worked where there was like a drug deal gone wrong, like an undercover cop.
Oh yeah,
that was before. That was right before I started. I think Dino was working there though.
Yeah. Dude, that was the best memory. Well, basically, I forgot what year that was. It was 2015.
That was like 2016, I think.
2016 still, yeah. So basically, it was like a 21 Jump Street where undercover cops were gonna bust like this big cartel that had presence in San Diego. So the drug bust was coordinated to happen in the parking lot of my Subway. So from my perspective, it was just a regular day. Then you hear gunshots. Then I thought because it's like broad day, for some reason I just thought it was fireworks. Like they're practicing fireworks.
This dude, if anything ever happens, never be next to Dino. Just be like,
no, because you know how fireworks, it has like the little buildup and then it pops.
No, you can just distinctly tell the difference between a gunshot and a fireworks.
Yeah, I felt like it was popping up, then it pops. I didn't hear like shot, and shot. So that's why I thought it was fireworks. But then what gave it away was you just hear people yelling and you hear a car like drive 90 all across the parking lot. You know, I was like, oh shit, are they racing?
Well,
like I thought of everything but like something crazy like that. And then all the undercover cops, some of them were inside the Subway. They all went into position. It was just like crazy.
Oh, yeah, didn't you just see them running out?
One of them was in
I saw a random ass grandma pull out a handgun. She's like, "Oh shit!"
So pulls
running
off
out
the
of the Subway.
Pulls off the wig.
Like, everybody get down!
Get down!
She just takes the Subway, doesn't even pay for it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You're like, man, that's a weird looking fire gun weapon. Firework weapon.
She faced with a cop shooter. Oh god.
Oh fuck.
Start shooting.
Oh shit. Yeah, it's basically just to finish off that story. It was just a crazy like a drug bust, and all the cops had to lock down all the stores, and then the next day it was on the news. They reported what happened.
And then they see you eating the cookies and the fucking.
That's how I got caught. When they look back at the news footage,
They're like,
they saw. It's another news, breaking news: Subway cookies, like the Subway cookies missing. That's what happened, bro.
So stupid.
Yeah, that's one of the craziest days.
Who was working with you that day? Were you alone?
It was Elias, it's me and him. Oh, and Eric, the manager. So me, Elias, and the manager.
Did they realize what was happening?
Yeah, the manager knew. His first instinct was to lock the doors. And then when the other stores, when their owners started coming out, and he came out, and they all went to check.
Dude, I kind of forgot what our manager looked like.
He was like
I mean, like I know how he looks like. It's just like I can't.
He looks like Blanca from Street Fighter.
His face, I can't like remember what his face exactly looked like. But anyways,
yeah, he was a good guy.
You're a bitch.
Hey. All right, so transitioning off of that, Roberto, what are you currently studying or majoring in?
I low-key dropped out, dude.
Oh shit.
Nah.
We didn't know.
Studying political science at
that's cap. That's
California,
big cap. I'm gonna stop you there. I'm gonna stop you there. It's capping hard.
Who let this clown here?
He's mandatory. We can't let him go.
He just has to be here. Huh?
He just has to. Yeah.
All right. So going back to what you said. So why did you choose that major, and why did you choose that school?
Why did I choose that major? I think, well, it started sort of around my senior year of high school.
I'm gonna have to call Cap again. I'm sorry.
I can't get serious. This guy's a clown.
Or continue, sir. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it started like around senior year of high school, but because prior to that, I didn't really have like an outlook for college or the future. I didn't really know what I wanted to do until like I went through this like transitional period in my life where I left some friend groups behind and I tried to make new friends. And through that, I joined like newspaper and like speech and debate and all that crap. And I mean, while
This
I
was
hated it,
during high school, you said?
yeah, this was
High school, yeah.
senior year. Like it all flipped senior year. Like
Uh-huh.
my academics like went up. Like I actually started caring a little bit more about school and being involved. And that's when I joined like all like that newspaper speech and debate crap. And like while it was sometimes annoying, it taught me a lot. And I realized that I care about like what's going on in the world and politics. And I really couldn't see myself in any other major because I believe that like my two passions are music and politics. And while I don't necessarily do the most in politics, I just really enjoy talking about them and discussing them and talking about like theory of politics and theology. And so I just wanted to learn more about that. So that's when I went to Southwestern, did my 2 years pretty fast, and then went to UCI. I only went to UCI because I didn't get accepted into UCLA, so it was my backup. Or I could have also gone to UCSD, but I kind of wanted to move out for a bit and experience that. Even though it really isn't that far, it's only like an hour and a half away. It's still I think it's still a pretty good experience. At least the living away part. Going to UCI was trash. Like I I did not enjoy my time there at all. It was a 15,000 year gym membership.
That's the most expensive gym membership I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
So that said, is there a specific career that you're pursuing with poli-sci? Are you trying to be a senator?
I used to want to be like try to be a congressman or some sort of like local senate or something in the state assembly. However, when I internshiped for a congressional office back 3 years ago, I realized that shit was not for me. Like I saw the work they were doing, and while it's honorable work, it's sort of like a day-to-day. They're working with constituents, and just like the office vibe is not really for me. So that's when I knew. I was like, yo, I could not imagine myself here. So while I didn't learn too much through that internship, at least it showed me what I didn't want to do. So now I knew that I didn't want to have to waste my time going down that path. However, looking forth into the future, into what careers I might want to pursue, I have no fucking clue. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I used to be I mean, like, honestly, I used to be scared of that. However, I see a lot of people really dedicated on their path, which is fine. To everybody, to each their own. And if that's you, that's you. However, I also realize that a lot of people don't like where they're going, but it's too late to change. They already have like the beginning of that job or something. And for the first time in a while, I do feel like sort of like excited for the future because venturing out and trying out new things without having to be like necessarily in school, I think it's pretty exciting. So just not having, to be in a certain path is I like it right now, even though I don't have, even though it's like not secure. I'm pretty confident of like where I can go because I don't think I'll have like necessarily a political job. However, like I could maybe go into like political commentary or even like become a teacher is like a pretty viable path that I wouldn't mind for a little bit. But I kind of sort of want to be constantly changing. Like I don't want to be at any job for too long because I don't know. I'm pretty fickle when it comes to that kind of careers. Like I want to keep switching it up.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you talked about how in your internship you realized like this is not the type of environment you want to work in.
Yeah.
So my next question to you is, especially with our generation, with like the people our age, do you see like more type of 9-to-5 jobs being more or less important in the future? Because from our parents' generation, like a 9-to-5 is the American dream. It's what they strive for and they want their kids to strive for. But
Success.
seeing from our generation how we have social media and we have like new types of incomes, new types of jobs, do you see a 9-to-5 job being, or an office job being extinct?
No. While I do believe that more of the entrepreneurship and other ways of making income is becoming popularized through social media, where it's starting your own business, making money online, learning about the stock market. I do think it's becoming much more common. I don't think that the 9 to 5 will ever die out. I really think that's the bulk of what's holding up like our economy, like uh, our daily cash exchange. And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. I mean, entrepreneurship has always been there. That's how every big corporation sort of started, and now it's developed into like generational wealth. But I don't think it's going to die out anytime soon. I just think other jobs and other forms of work are becoming more popularized, which is pretty important because I do think we overemphasize school when there's so many other paths to take, and that's why we have so many kids going into debt, such high debts, without knowing what they want to do.
Okay, going off what you just said, so do you think we should change our current school system, or do you like how it currently is?
I mean, we should. I don't have necessarily like the answer to what it would become. I do 100% believe that it needs change. But when you say change, like in what way do you mean? Like just how we teach things, the public education system, universities, high schools,
I'd
like
say,
the whole thing?
yeah, the first thing you said, the way we teach things. Like, do you think we're putting too much value on a university compared to?
Oh
someone
no
like
no
learning
no
skills?
no yeah, definitely. I think vocational schools and just trade jobs are super important. They always have to be done. Somebody's always going to have to do them. They're very honorable. They pay very well. And you learn through the apprenticeship, and you don't go in high debts like you do going into university, and it's much more direct. You can really like just picture yourself where you want to be. And if, let's say, you want to think about becoming a plumber, like you're almost going to immediately know if that's something you want to do or not. Like, do you want to work on plumbing? Yes or no? And then it's just like a yes. And then you just go into that. And then you make a very good living. But, I think now it's becoming popularized that like university could be a waste of time. And I don't mean a waste of time in terms of you or me going to school to study poli-sci and you going to study like in comp-sci or computer engineering. Yeah, like if you know what you want to be, if you know the route you want to take, like lawyer, doctor, like you have to go to school for that. However, I do believe that we have to stop creating the stigma that we have to go to school if we're unsure of the career we want to choose, because putting kids into these high amount of debts when they're undecided in their career is like super detrimental to like the longevity and like their future wealth or what they will be able to create, since they're going to be backed up by all the debt. It's a big decision to make, and I think we emphasize it too much when kids don't really know what they want to do yet.
Yeah, you hit it like right on point.
I got a question for Dino.
What?
Why did you pick comp sci?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like nobody ever just goes, I want to work on comp sci, but nobody ever does that. It's usually just no. You don't just. How'd you pick it? Like, because a lot of people don't. A lot of people always complain about how they teach it at state, especially. Yeah. So what do you have to say about? Like, I'm pretty sure it's not easy to teach because everything technology always changes every like year.
I think the first factor that I put in is
Cap.
I think. How'd you know? Well, I think the first influence that I automatically point to is my parents, because they enforce not the type of parents that like you should get this job because you love it, but more of get this job because it
pays well.
It's on the market, yeah. It's a market. It's like a high valued market, like job in the market. So then my second influence, my older brother was a computer engineering major. So he had the first like taste that what's the future beyond high school. So by the time it was time for me to choose a major, I was actually, you'll be surprised, I was thinking of doing art just because I didn't know what to choose. Like,
Come on, man. Come on, dog. Come on.
My cousin, she did art, that's why.
Come on. You ain't making shit in art. You ain't making shit in art. I'm going to be real.
I'm telling you what I was thinking of. That's what I was thinking. I was 18 years old. I was 18 at the time. I didn't know any better.
Exactly. If any art major, you don't know better. That's a great. There you go.
I would did art majors.
I've never seen Dino draw once, dude.
I've never seen him ever
Like
talk
I said,
about
I
art.
needed something. All right.
But you pick art. A lot of people
That's
pick
it.
like a bit.
I'm going marine biology. What if I said that?
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Okay, just checking. So going back to what I was saying, so my brother he was a computer engineering major, so he got the taste of like what SDSU is like, and then I think while I was doing my search to find what are like high value jobs that my parents would want, my brother told me to look into like programming and IT work. So then luckily Olympian at our high school, we had the IT guy. He'd always visit Mr. Dominguez, which was the art teacher. So ironically, it's funny. The IT guy and art teacher would always talk. So listening to how the IT guy runs things was just, I was interested in how does IT work? Like, how do all these students have computers with their accounts and all that? So senior year, I was interested in like being an IT man, which led to me going from art to computer science. But to be fair, I was never really seriously considering art. It was just to put.
You don't even go back on that. Like, I swear I was.
I just want to make sure.
We know.
I make sure nobody calls cap.
Yeah.
Right. But then, yeah, ever since then, I'll be lying to you. My first year as a freshman doing comp sci, I hated it. The whole year was dedicated to me trying to find another major. I gave up on computer science already. And then I think when I hit rock bottom was when I failed my first computer science class, which is CS 108. So CS 108 is in other words, a intro to computer, basically the easiest class ever, and I failed it. So then at that time I was like, you know what, fuck this major, I'm gonna choose something else. And then while I was looking for something, I think when you fail, we go into like summer break, or we go into like a long break. So I was gonna dedicate that break to looking for my new major, but then I got lazy. So I ended up.
That's the theme of your whole life. What the fuck?
But then I got lazy.
That forced me to just give it another try, and I was like, "Fuck, I have to drag this out for another semester." But it turns out, I just ended up sticking with it, and then, yeah, I'm almost done. If I were to go back then and to actually try and change it, I wouldn't be so against the idea, just because who knows what I would have discovered, you know. Yeah. But at least the other lesson I learned was just to even if things are going bad, just stick through it. Unless you really, really, really know that this is not for you.
Okay, why is it so hard to teach it? Because I always hear a lot of people complain about it.
Oh, I think it's you can think about learning another language. Like your teacher can always speak the different language, but you don't really understand it fully until you speak it yourself. So you think of it like that. So programming, when you see code, usually you can see what a person's doing and what he's adding, but you don't know what's the goal end he's trying to create. You can just see, unless that's why when you work as a team, it's important that all the programmers are on the same page.
No. Is poli-sci hard to to learn from, or is that just pretty easy?
Nah, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. For the most, I mean, I guess.
Aren't you failing your classes?
Yeah, Cap.
I mean, yeah. Oh well, no, I never failed the poli. I didn't fail poli-sci. The only class I failed was a stats class.
That's a hard class. So
yeah.
Does everybody fail that class? I feel like
in every school.
Yeah.
It's just no. But no, I think poli-sci is a pretty easy major. I think you can more than likely BS your way through the major too. Unless you enjoy reading a lot, it's gonna be hard, I guess. I mean, it's gonna be easy. However, there's just a lot of reading, and if you don't enjoy reading or learning about political ideologies, philosophy, or current events that are happening in the world, then it's probably definitely not not the thing to do. It's just very boring if you're not into it. That's the thing that demotivates people. It's going to be very boring. Not hard, but it can be very boring if you don't like it. But I mean, I like it. So.
Follow up Omar's question. Do you think every student ever should at least learn a little bit of poli-sci? Just because of that's basically how our world works.
Oh wait, are you asking me or Omar?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait.
No, I'm you, Roberto. You left me hanging there. Not everybody's checking their internet's down.
What do you call it?
You know, I'm asking Ryan actually.
It's all Roberto.
Should every student learn a little bit of poli-sci?
Yeah. Like out in high school, you know how we learn like we have an econ class and the gov class.
Yeah.
So I do think college, since it's more at a higher level.
I believe to some extent maybe we should. I mean, I know a lot of people hate having to take general eds in college because it was like, oh, I'm paying for this, you know, like I should just be taking the classes that are actually meant towards my major. However, I do think that being overall like well-rounded person in different areas is very important, and I do think that learning about how our government works and learning how our government works, so when it comes to elections and when it comes to voting on policy and legislation that is getting passed, like all the propositions we just voted on, I do think it'd be nice to have a class that sort of conceptualizes all these ideologies and summarizes it for sort of like a basic introduction and application to real world, not so much going into like political theology and learning about like the Enlightenment and all the political philosophers, but more on the concept of how policy works, how it can affect the student, what you should read, how you should analyze, how to do your research on these topics. I think that would be beneficial because I do believe we have a lot of stupid people in society that just fucking vote. However, it is also like the way voting and all that worked is also built against us. They make it harder for us.
I have a question for Ryan. Is it hard being a boba customer now that you've been promoted to customer, or is it
Wait, what?
Repeat
the question.
Is it hard being promoted to customer now at the boba shop?
Not really, no. It's pretty.
There we go.
Have you gone back, Ryan? Have you gone back since you ever?
Oh, they don't want him back. He's bad.
They don't want him back.
Dude, honestly, I haven't.
It's too ox. It's low-key ox.
Well, I haven't visited since like last month. I just prefer not to visit. Period.
Yeah. How long have you been at Best Buy now? Like a month already?
Like a month now, I'd say.
Oh, okay.
And he's still not the best
right
guy.
Now, I mean, it's okay. It's just everyone's like starting to like get stuff now for not for Black Friday, because like we do have like Black Friday deals going on right now in the store. Everyone's been going there buying a lot of TVs.
COVID.
Bless you.
Hey Ryan, it's just called Friday, dude.
Oh yeah, so sorry.
It's just called Friday, dog. You gotta put a name.
Well, I mean, that's what the store calls it.
Ryan, you're being a little racial insensitive, calling it Black Friday.
Okay, no racial.
Ryan, you are therefore canceled.
Yeah.
I think we have to kick you from the call. So
yeah, honestly.
Yeah, sorry, Ryan. We can't have racism in this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Roberto, I want to ask you this too. Since you are also you're one of your interests is also music. What type of music genres do you like?
Cap. Got him. Continue, sir.
I'm trying not to give you like the basic answer that everybody says, like, oh well, a little bit of everything. But it really is a little bit of everything. But I mean, right now,
he just gave us a basic answer.
Yeah, he said he wasn't going to do it, and he did.
I mean, right now I'm mostly listening to like a lot of EDM or like funk, soul, neo soul, pop, like jazzy stuff. It really just goes through waves. But for the most part, it's been like just some basic EDM right now, reminiscing some raves and live concerts.
Oh, okay. So if I recall, Roberto, you're also a raver, correct?
With the V, right?
Retired.
A V, right? You said raver, right? Okay, not a.
Raver.
Yeah, okay.
With a very big V.
Wait, Ryan, are you saying you beat his ass without the B?
No, relax.
Wait.
Low key.
How would
yeah.
you describe your first rave? That would be also my question.
Ooh.
Shit, that's a good question.
Does he even remember it?
Yeah.
So I know it was a good time.
Yeah.
No, it was pretty fun. I'd say the second one was what really hooked me. Like the first one was like, okay, like I get it, you know, like I get why people go to these. Before I was kind of critical. I was like, why do people go to raves, bro? It's just a bunch of hot, sweaty people jumping up and down, like you're like rubbing each other's sweat on each other. Like I just
You
don't
got me
get it.
sold. I'm going.
Well, this guy's got into sweat, bro. Sus. Nah, but and then the second one kind of sold me on it. Just a little bit of consumption here and there, and it was a it was a pretty fun time.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know if I really don't remember that much from the first time. I'm not gonna lie, but it's I mean it's a really good time, and I think it's something that everybody should experience once if possible. It's not for everybody. It's definitely not for everybody. I've met a lot of people who don't like it, but I quite enjoy it.
If you were to pitch to Ryan why he should go, what would you tell him? Just to Ryan, you gotta pitch him good. He's a Best Buy associate.
Yeah.
It's going to take a lot to pitch, yeah.
For 8 hours, you can forget that Dino exists. That's the best thing.
Right, that's a sold. Yeah,
Pretty sold.
He's sold. Yeah, he's sold. When's the first one?
You better watch out the 9th hour. I'm coming back.
I don't know. It's just something about pre-gaming in a hotel, walking in the cold with your friends, getting shit-faced, losing your friends in the crowd, and it's part of the experience.
I think that's the opposite of selling him.
Yeah.
I mean, it already sounds like part of the experience.
It's the truth. I'm not trying to sell. I don't want somebody to do something they don't want.
Okay.
He's spitting.
What advice would you give to people that are trying to get into raving? What advice would you give?
Go with people you trust. Don't take anything from anybody you don't know. And just, you'll be fine. It's fun. Just get lit. Don't think about it too much. Just do it. Just do it.
We're not sponsored by Nike. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Is it Nike ad?
God damn it.
Just go with people you trust and have fun. Don't read into it too much. It's not that big of a deal, but it's really fun. It's really worth your time, especially if you're going to like a festival. But I guess if you want to start small, that'd be safer too, like local ones, so you get the feel of it. And then once you go to big ones, because a lot of people start freaking out when they get separated from their friends or they get lost. And they start like freaking out, but in reality, dude, you can just like say hello to anybody and they'll like get you into their group, and then you can just vibe with random people and meet hella people. And it's pretty fun. For the most part, it's a good community. There's obviously always fucking assholes and chads and people taking phones and shit. So you just have to be aware of pickpocketers. And all
That's
that.
Ryan.
That's the 9th hour Dino. That's
our Dino.
Yeah, that's the 9th hour Dino. He's like,
9th hour, baby. So Roberto, going back to one of the first things you said when we started, that your other than poli-sci, your other love is music, right?
Yeah.
So what got you to love music? Is it your family? Is it a hobby?
I think it's my family. I mean, like my whole family is revolving around music. My dad's a guitar teacher and he's a concertist, so he's been playing around the world classical guitar for 40 years, 50 years, ever since he was like around 20. He's like 65 now. My mom used to be like in a cover band when she was young. My sister sings. My other sister's a piano teacher. So I just grew up in that environment. I played the violin when I was really young, then the clarinet, then the violin, then the piano, then the guitar. So I think it's just been integrated into my blood. It's just part of who I am.
Ooh, can you sing?
Have you seen your line, April?
Oh, what the low key?
Does that mean you're Mexican Kosei Arima?
No, not even. I just like a lot of stuff. I'm big on procrastinating and I get lazy with some stuff. So when it came down to taking classes, I really didn't enjoy it. I'm mostly self-taught for most of my instruments, other than like violin and clarinet. But piano and guitar is just self-taught because when I was taking violin and clarinet classes, I was like, yo, this shit's whack. Like, I hated studying. It's just like the fact of, like when somebody tells you to clean your room, but you were about to clean it, but now that somebody told you to clean it, you don't want to clean it.
That's the worst. Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah, that's how it is for music for me. Like, damn, like now I don't want to do this. It's just like I wanted to come out of my own fruition rather than like being forced upon. That's why also now, like, that I'm almost done with school, like I'm more inclined to like really learning about politics, because for the like last few years at UCI, like I was learning some, but like I was just so like over it and tired of school that it kind of like moved me away from politics. But now that it's finally like for the most part over, like I'm really just starting to read into it on my own rather than like through other people's teachings.
Okay. I'll take that as the perfect way to transition to this next topic. So since we are talking about politics, do you think our president-elect Biden is
I mean, we were
good
talking
choice?
about music. I don't know what the hell we weren't talking
Yeah,
about.
this guy's stupid, dude. This guy can't keep up.
We're talking about music.
This guy's trying to make a
I
transition.
forgot my afternoon nap. Bro.
Yeah.
I forgot to take a nap. All right, leave me alone. It's the 9th hour.
The ninth hour.
The 9th hour. Oh my.
What was your question?
Yeah. Do you like our? Do you think the president-elect is good? A good choice that we as Americans voted for? Is your internet down?
I mean, it's more complicated than that. I voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. As much as I hate them, I voted for the Democratic Party, which is a corrupt ass party that has a lot of control and money into their system. However, I also voted for the work that people have done through the movements of Black Lives Matter, climate change, and class awareness. I think that there's been a lot more topics going into that recently. So I'm almost just banking on a chance that we will be able to get more done with our current elect president than we have with the previous ones. But no, I do not like Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. It was just like most people, I think we just had to settle right now.
Yeah, pretty much. I feel like I don't like this.
Yeah, like shit, dude. Like fuck, I guess I fucking guess I have to fucking vote for you. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess it's just for people who don't really know too much about politics. Why was Donald Trump like such a big like burden to everyone?
Well, Donald, the thing about the Republican Party is, for me, the way I see it, obviously I'm no expert, but the way I see it is it's very disorganized. Unlike the Democratic Party, where you get candidates to unite against each other. So you know how everybody was dropping out of this, the primary run for the Democratic candidate. Everybody was dropping out and starting to support Biden and going against Bernie Sanders. Same thing which happened in 2016. Like that's when you have a lot of control over your party and it's very organized. However, when you look at the Republican Party, you're looking. If you look back at 2016, there was like 20 something BS candidates, and it was just like a shit show watching the GOP debates. And that's how you get Trump elected. He was able to just grab that party by the balls and really stand out outside from quote unquote the establishment, even though he's really part of that establishment just because he acts like he isn't, but he really is. He was able to rise to the top. I mean, back in high school, I was like, he's not gonna win. It's a joke, bro. Like this guy's not gonna win. Next thing you know, 4 years later, shit. Well,
He
fuck.
won.
He really fucking won. There's a lot of ways of approaching it, and in one part, I can see why in 2016 people voted for him. Although I do think he's the wrong choice. People felt disenfranchised. During the Obama era, little was really done for the Black community, and that really lost their hope. There was so much not being done by the Democratic committee and the Democratic Party for so long
Well,
that a lot of
someone fall? What
minorities.
the fuck? Someone hear that
Yeah.
noise?
Someone
Who knocked the fuck? Now I lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
That's
I'm
how
kidding,
Trump
I'm
got elected.
Yeah.
and that's how Trump got elected.
No.
You just we had this discomfort with the current way we were running politics. So I think a lot of people saw Trump as something fresh, new, and exciting and different, and they were okay and willing to vote on that. Actually, in this recent election, on the pulled up graphics, more minorities voted for him this time than in 2016, which is crazy to me. But I mean, it just goes to show you that there's a deep down truth in within our nation that a lot of racism still exists, and you have these complacent people who try to overlook it and well, he's not really racist, blah blah blah, and all that bullshit they try to give you. It's it's just the media make it. Bro, shut the fuck up, dude. Don't even come at me with that crap. I don't even remember what the question was. I'm just getting mad now.
No, you're good. Yeah, going off what you just said, that Donald Trump got most of the minorities to vote for him. So me and Ryan have talked about this in
not most,
podcasts.
but more.
Yeah, more.
More.
Not every minority.
Yeah, not most minorities,
Yeah.
but more than he got in 2016.
Yeah. Wait,
And he actually got less white votes than in 2016.
Yeah, I got a question. How come Filipinos, to you and Ryan, why do so many Filipinos are for Trump? Can I?
Yeah, Roberto, why are so many Filipino dads, especially ones who were in the Navy?
Wait, you're asking us again. We're both. Wait, hang on.
Wait, what?
I mean,
what?
I can.
The question was asked.
I mean, I can answer, and then Dean and Ryan can maybe give a little bit of perspective from people who are actually Filipino and me not just trying to connect dots.
Okay, I mean, a lot of for the minority. There we go. Well,
a lot of Trump did. I think he had also an increase in Asian voters, and I think it's specifically Vietnamese because during the Vietnam War, it was the U.S. who stepped in and quote unquote tried to help them, and it was the Republican Party, so they just aligned their votes mostly with the Republican Party. And I think that a lot of minorities vote for Trump because in reality, a lot of minorities have very conservative cultures and ideals to where it either is Catholics, religious reasons, moral reasons. It really aligns, at least in paper, with the conservative party. They put a lot of their policy on moral beliefs, although that's really questionable, but they really talk a lot about religion and stuff. And I think a lot of minorities like that, and they have this conservative ideal, but it's really all just BS that the Republican Party gives out, and it's just double standards and hypocrisy, and they care about some lives but not all. But I think the reason is just I don't know. I feel it's just sort of ingrained through maybe colonialism and imperialism that we just go into every nation and fuck their shit up and make them believe that we're the good guys. So then you have some people who buy into that, and a lot of minorities buy into that, and they're oh no, they're really good for us. And I think maybe that's part of the reason why we get a lot of minorities voting for Trump.
I think to give you a perspective, I think from my family's perspective, they always see America as the end all be all, this great thing. So I think I agree with what you said, where they probably see Republican values as more of American values.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
But then what I want to add on is what I learned when I took Psychology 101 was our teacher was talking about why don't people more include the factors that Trump's person, him as a person, when it comes to deciding if this person should be our president. And the things she pointed out was number one, he shows a lot of narcissistic behaviors. Obviously, by the way,
he is a narcissist.
He downs everything. So she said, how is there a lot of people who agree with such behaviors? And then the point she really wanted to bring home was that there's a lot of clues that show that him and his wife, Melania, that he's he's abusive towards her. You can just tell the way
I wouldn't
like
be
she has
surprised.
a lot of defensive mecknisms when they're together. Like you just
Yeah,
there's a
she
lot
ain't no
of
saint either, though. Come on now, she ain't no saint either. She's as much of a cunt as he is. Come on, that's why they're together. Come on.
Yeah, I mean that's why he has like what, like 27 sexual like allegations
Yeah.
against him.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah, 7 of them I think were children. I don't want to give misinformation, but
Damn, that's a lot though.
it's a lot. It's a
Dude,
lot.
that's R. Kelly level. R.
Nah, that's Bill,
Kelly.
that's Bill Cosby.
Oh.
What you mean? That's Bill Cosby.
Oh god, rip.
But go
Bill
on back to your
Cosby.
thing. Go back to your thing. What were you explaining?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to point out, like, just him as a person. Why don't more people like have that put that into consideration when like voting for him? Like, why would someone vote for this type of person?
I mean,
boomers.
a lot of people praise his narcissism. They're like, oh, he just doesn't give a fuck. He's just tough. He doesn't give a fuck about what other people say. He's dominant, or like he seems like alpha, and like some BS like that. And I think a lot of people who are not sort of really educated in reading between the lines fall into this like tough guy act that he's gonna change shit, and they buy it, and they believe that he's gonna, he's the best they got, and he's like a real American or some bullshit, even though he's just has generational wealth money from his dad, and his fucking he failed his business, went corrupt, owes like $200 million to like China, some like private China bank.
Yeah,
That's the funny thing. He used to be Democratic up until recently. Then he switched to Republican because he's like, I could bank on these dumb whites, and then it worked.
Yeah,
it worked.
I mean, at the end of the day, people have to realize that both parties are against us, and us arguing within each other is really doing nothing for ourselves. When it's really those at the top, they're not, whether Republican or Democrat, their life's not going to be affected. It's all about money.
That's true.
it really is.
So you believe the statement that we live in a plutocracy more than a democracy?
What?
What?
A plutocracy is a government by the wealthy. Like the wealthy basically have power on influential power on everything.
Oh yeah, of
Politics.
course. Look who owns Fox and CNN. It's just the.
Yeah, I mean, our wealth is controlled by what, like the top 10% or 1%, whatever. I forgot the statistic that lives in in the U.S. I mean, they control the wealth. However, if we're just so polarized and so disconnected that we forget that people really do have the power to demand the rights that we were given by our government. We're so disconnected from like our community and a sense of like nationalism, not nationalism in the way like, oh, America, but like, oh, we want like our country to do what's right for us and our people that live here and be great and be peaceful and be everything that they say it used to be. When they say America, make America great again, all that bullshit. It was never. When was it great?
Yeah.
When was it great? Like 30 years ago in the civil rights, like 200 years ago, slavery. Like I don't remember a time where America was great. I think right now we're the closest, not even to great, but we're definitely closer. We thought we were farther, but
No, they when they ask those people, they're like, "Oh, the '50s." They're like, "You mean when it was still segregated?" They're like, "Oh,
yeah."
They usually go quiet.
Yeah,
like,
it's make America when it was great for fucking white people again. I guess that's what they really want.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Oh, so it's slowly make white. So you're saying make white America great again?
Yeah, that's really the statement. And I mean, it's hard right now because you also have like, I don't know. Something that's pissing me off a lot is people who think they are morally superior and are disgusted by people who voted for Trump because they voted for like Biden and Kamala Harris. They feel like they have this moral high ground. However, let me ask like the Middle East and all the Syrian families who were bombed under Obama's presidency and drone killed so many civilians. Like, are you morally superior now? Like Trump hasn't done that to any Middle Eastern group yet.
Yeah, because he banned him. He didn't allow him. He didn't allow him in there. But wait, fuck. Hang on, I lost my hearing. Go on. I lost my hair.
Oh,
Okay.
or all the people that Kamala Harris put in jail. You know, like while I do believe that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are the better choice for moving forth with our nation, because I believe what the Democratic Party can do for us is greater than what the Republican Party will ever do. I don't think that we should believe ourselves to be morally superior for voting for somebody who was also said racist remarks before, who also imprisoned trans women and people for owning weed, who helped the prison to school pipeline, for somebody who was in the presidency during the era of like the greatest like bombings in the Middle East. You know,
So
I think that
basically, you're saying they both have like their
yeah,
flaws that we need to
I
take
don't
into
think there's a
account.
lesser evil here. I do believe that they are both equally as evil in a different way. However, I am willing to take my chances. Like I said earlier, I didn't necessarily vote for Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. I voted for the party that is most likely to put in legislation that is fruitful and beneficial, and beneficial. Sorry, I forgot the word. Beneficial for most Americans like you and me.
Oh, well said.
Well spoken.
What is it better in Ryan's case? Is the real question.
Wait, no. It's all you. It's all you, dude.
Yeah, I'd argue it's better for everybody in every way.
Yeah, so something I want to bring up was this is something I heard at my work, where like going off what you said. Remember, people see the Republican Party as more like a more religious type of party over the Democrats.
Yeah.
Like one of the ladies at my work was talking about how she was complaining about the voting fraud from our current election, and she's saying that Donald Trump is a Christian man, and you need a Christian strong man like him to run our country and to knock off any BS from our the foreign countries. So based on what she said, that's exactly what I heard.
Christian.
What do you guys have to say about
They use
that?
a lot of religion for scapegoating.
I mean, shit, I guess all strong Christian men have sexual allegations, hate minorities, hold the power within them to create fucking white nationalist movements. I guess that's the definition of a great white Christian man. But sorry, what was your question?
Yeah, I don't. What is your question?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I just want to know what do you think about that statement she made?
Oh well,
because that's what's being just to give you guys an idea. It's remarks like that's being passed around like government like offices. Through our government.
Everybody's so caught up within their own party, and this happens on the left too. The left has a huge echo chamber problem that delves into like cancel culture.
Oh, I was about to say that.
Yeah, that delves into like cancel culture. Big tech companies like Facebook, Twitter, like banning like misinformation, or not misinformation, but information that could affect like Democratic candidates, like all that jazz like is real. We do have like a problem in the left, same as a problem. I mean, there's always extremes, right? Left and right, there's always going to be people, and I forgot where I was even going with this, but we just really have to be able to read in between the lines and start, not to say let's agree to disagree, like, oh, why can't we just talk about politics and be friends? Because that's also bullshit. I don't agree with that, because most of the things we're talking about are like the rights to like live freely and morally, and not just like economics. I don't need. Sorry, I lost like my train of thought.
You're
all right.
Where were you going?
Dino, why'd you eat the cookies? That's where we're at.
Oh, well, because we live in a plutocracy, we have extra money. So buy extra money, extra cookies.
There you go.
Extra money, extra cookies.
Hey, Loki.
Roberto, my next question to you is: this same lady that made that remark that Donald Trump is a strong Christian man, she is telling everybody to be aware of Kamala Harris's dad's influence on her and the potential of that. And for those who don't know, Kamala Harris's dad is a professor at Stanford, I believe. Let me search it up real quick.
Oh, come on. You didn't do your research?
No,
that's it. Let's just bash you.
He's a professor at Stanford. Yeah, I did do my research.
No, you had to Google it. That's not doing it.
But basically, just saying, his economic principle that he believes that the country should have is a more socialist type of outlook.
Mhm.
So, do you
Um,
agree with that, or do you think that we should shy away from a more socialistic type of economy?
I mean,
um,
I don't know.
This is just her dad. This is just her dad. We're not saying if this
Oh,
is gonna happen, but this is what her dad teaches for a living. So for sure, he has an influence on her.
well, she's only vice president, so she doesn't have
yeah, I
much.
mean, I don't. I mean, to address her fear, I don't think we need a fear of like going to socialism because
Mhm.
Biden is most definitely not even on the left. He's definitely more a centrist. Same with Obama. We haven't had like a real left president in a while. That's why people feel like the issues that Bernie brings up are so extreme. When Bernie's really like on the soft left side, he's not really like an extreme.
Mhm.
Like
Who's the
we
last
just
president that we had that was extreme left?
uh
Do you have any?
no, we definitely had some. I'm not too much into like the. I should be as a poli-sci major, but like our presidential history, like I only read into it when I have to do my research on a certain topic. But
Yeah.
I feel like it might have. I don't know. A lot of the issues that Bernie brings up, was it. I think it was Eisenhower who would have not been. That might be wrong, so don't quote me on it. But I think it might have been President Eisenhower who would have probably agreed with a lot of the stuff that Bernie Sanders says.
Mhm.
And post that in like the neoliberal area, we really sort of created this shift to the right, and all our politicians went from like left to more centrist um, ideologies and economics, and that's why I don't think anybody should have to be fearful of.
Mhm.
Not that you should even be fearful of socialism in the first place, but if you are fearful of it, trust me that Biden ain't gonna do shit about that because he's not even really on the
Yeah.
left. He's more of a centrist, and
Uh-huh.
we're gonna see later on through the Georgia runoff elections. But if we have like a Senate majority Republican,
Mhm.
nothing's gonna get fucking
Yeah.
done. So nobody has to
Uh-huh.
have fears about that. I don't even know why. It's like a taboo, like the word
yeah.
socialism and like
No, yeah,
Marxism.
I was about to say, like, when you look at the ads for like
Mhm.
here, especially during since it was the election, they would use just the fear words of socialist, and I'm like, I don't like, and obviously it's gonna scare the old boomers who've always been taught that, like, socialism equals
Uh-huh.
communism. So I know that's like their one tactic. But as soon as it runs
Yeah.
out, they'd be like, "Fuck, we need to find something else. Let's just put Ryan Kiba on there. Let's scare them."
Yeah. Nah, it's like fair. Ryan Kiba, socialist,
Oh shit!
egalitarianist. Yeah, basically on the answers you guys gave me, what I learned from that lady is like, for people like her, they're basically like scaring themselves for no reason, or they're
Yeah.
expecting like such like the worst of the worst when they shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's nothing like that's gonna happen. I mean, it can happen, but it's not gonna happen right now. And I mean, I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to it. Capitalism was born under colonialism and imperialism in
Mhm.
European colonialist period. Like that's where capitalism was born, and
Mhm.
it really just. I mean, I think we were talking about this like the other day with Mark. It was like I was telling you guys how capitalism is inherently a racist system. You're
Mhm.
talking about how it was created through European nations on the profit and exploitation of uh, minorities. I
Mhm.
mean, like not our minorities, but like people of color and their nations.
Yeah.
You're talking about like Africa, Southeast Asia, and Latin America. When you look at these countries, they are rich countries full of resources. However, when you look at the people, they are poor and they are struggling. And that is because of how much colonial rule has fucked them and how capitalism really banks on it. I mean, we can argue into semantics where people will be like, no, capitalism is a
Mhm.
system where wealth is owned by individuals and they are free to blah, blah, blah. And all that fucking bullshit. Like, dude, that's just semantics. Like, obviously,
Mhm.
people are not gonna the person who wrote about capitalism is not gonna say, "Oh yeah, we're exploiting minorities and abusing their labor for extreme profits." Like, no, they're not gonna fucking write that. But if you read into it, that's really what capitalism is. We're
Mhm.
Wait,
exploiting.
you mean to tell me it's not going to trickle down like the trickle down economics?
Is it we're not supposed to exploit labor?
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know, dude.
Even
Like,
in the
it's
words
just-
cap, it's capitalism. Come on.
Cap.
Goddamn.
Actually,
Uh-huh.
I mean,
It's true though.
yeah, like I'm trying to think of a nation that is like relatively wealthy that's not European, other than Japan. But Japan also participated in imperialism and colonialism.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
And Japan has a lot of high suicide rate because they work the shit out of their employees.
No, dude.
yes,
Yeah.
culture,
Or is dedicated.
Really like
late
mad
stage
culture.
capitalism, baby. That's what you get.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you go into debt, school debt, mortgage. They just want you to keep paying, bro. They just want to make money.
You're in debt.
Oh.
God.
Shit.
You make
Low-key?
them cry.
All right, I have me and Ryan have a question for both Omar and Roberto. So this
Nah.
question's regarding Latinos specifically.
Mhm.
I want Ryan to ask it then because I haven't heard.
Okay,
from him
Ryan,
yet.
ask it.
Wait, I trust you no more. Trust you no more.
Ah,
So-
damn it.
So who is Trump or Joe Biden? Who is better for the Latino community specifically?
Ask me the next presidency. Then we'll...
I just want to know, just because from the Filipino side, automatically, we're automatically pro-military, just because a lot of us
Depends on who you're talking about in Latino. You're talking about Mexicans, Cubans, Puerto Ricans. They're all different.
Okay, I'll go with all of the above. Like, I want to know. I just want to know
Right.
Just want to know that
General-
general. I just want to learn. All right, I want to
No
learn.
mames, cabron.
Yeah. Lope. I'll give you the answer. Lope. Los pelos de mis huevos, güey.
Ryan, I don't think we should have asked the question.
That's all you, dog. That's all you.
I mean, the Democratic Party runs on minorities really being like the center of their establishment and like their policy making. It really should appeal to minorities, and I think that without a doubt, Joe Biden is going to be the better candidate for minorities. And people might bring up the argument of, well, like the cages were, brought up during the Obama period where all the kids are separated, which is facts. Like that's completely true. However, he also created a faster, speedier process to becoming a legal citizen. They mostly deported criminals. They also created DACA for undocumented students. Like, while yes, nobody's fucking perfect, they're definitely far from perfect. I hate Joe Biden. I wish he wasn't even the fucking candidate right now. But I do think he's going to be better for Latinos. Like, there's without a doubt.
Oh, this guy's spitting.
Yeah, he's being facts.
Put him in those cages.
Wait, no.
No.
I think, what the hell? did
Trump
you
hasn't
just
done
say?
shit for any of us, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Like, I just want to think of one policy he passed. Oh, his tax breaks. Actually, that shit was like 80% of that was for the people at the top. And in like 10, 20 years, we're actually going to be paying more taxes because
No,
of the tax.
that's this year.
taxes.
This year,
This
paying
year?
a little bit more, then the next 2 years, then the next 2 years until
Yeah,
it's
like-
over. So he
Oh
did
my
the same thing
God.
Reagan did, and it's pretty funny when people
Dude,
think like
Trickle
we
down
lowered our
economics
taxes.
are
Yeah.
so. We disprove that it doesn't work.
Even
you're
the guy who
assuming-
wrote it.
Yeah, you're
this shit doesn't work. You're like, this shit don't work.
This shit cap, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you're assuming that we're gonna be that these rich people are going to actually invest that money into it, but the people that are actually going to invest more money are us, because we're day-to-day spenders. Rent, mortgage, school, groceries. Rich people can just hoard that wealth and create generational wealth. Are they going to create jobs? No, you got fucking people like Disney, the CEO of Disney, who fired all his staff, like 30,000 workers, just to keep his salary like intact.
Yeah, he needs that yacht, dude. What you mean?
Yeah,
Three yachts.
of course.
He needs some three
People love to defend rich people. Like, they just
Yeah.
have this thing for them.
Yeah.
Like, have
Get
you
the
guys seen that
bootlicking.
meme where it's like Joe Biden's going to raise on taxes on people who make more than 400K, and it's like your kid from your town is making like 35K a year? I'm like, bro.
So someone posted, if your walls look like this and it's just like some like motorhome trailer, you don't need to worry about Joe Biden's tax.
That's facts. Like, shit, I don't need to worry. Like, it's gonna be beneficial for me. And honestly, I mean, I don't know if he's gonna be able to pull it off, but he says he's gonna pardon student debt, which would be huge for me. He says he's gonna do it within his first 100 days of office with like an executive order. So we'll see if that happens. I would love that, because I am not. I mean, I'm pretty well off with student debt. You know, like I don't have as much as other people. Like like probably like 10,000,
Mhm.
which
I
is
think
not
the
too much
first
compared to
the first thing he's gonna see is like Trump did what the fuck did this guy
a,
do?
a huge fucking list of fuck ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's like, I'll scratch it. 300 days. The first 300 days, guys. Oh, I'll change it. I'll push it back.
Yeah.
Wait, what else has Joe Biden said? What else is he trying to accomplish with his presidency?
He's trying to apply. I mean, there was a little fuck up between him and what he was trying to say about the new Green Deal, which was basically trying to eliminate like earth gases and all that jazz, and trying to just be more fuel efficient and green energy and all that. At first, the Green New Deal, which was brought up by AOC, which is a congresswoman from New York, was supposed to ban fracking. Then he said, I'm not going to ban fracking.
Yeah.
But he said he supported the new Green Deal, but the new Green Deal supports banning fracking. So now he's not supporting the new Green Deal, but he has his own version of the new Green Deal.
The fuck?
Yeah, so it's basically, if you're gonna run saying you're gonna ban fracking, that's like political suicide, and you're not gonna get anywhere.
Yeah, that's why I
Especially,
think he went
just
back. He
for,
backtracked on it.
yeah, he was like, wait, or else he
He's
probably
like-
would have
he's like-
lost Pennsylvania.
Yeah. He's like, no, never mind. We're new fracking we're gonna ban. We're like, okay.
Yeah, and then they're gonna try to like roll the ideology behind it is that you're going to try to eliminate fracking eventually. You're gonna slowly merge it out and promote and create incentives to move to green energy, renewable. But the fear that brings up a lot is like, oh, what about all the jobs and like coal mining? I'm like, well, I mean, my first thought is like, dude, that fucking sucks. I'm sorry, dude, but
Yeah, you're gonna get from lung cancer.
Like,
Jesus.
that sucks, dude. But I'm thinking about, like, I don't know. We just have this over like belief in individual rights in America. Like, oh, this is mine, this mine, this shit mine. But we have no
America.
sense for like the greater good. We really just think about our individual rights. And I'm sorry if you're gonna lose your job due to renewable energy, but I can guarantee you it's gonna pay off, because if you have children right now, they ain't gonna be able to have children like in fucking couple decades when the world's going to fucking shit, because it will if we don't change that. But the political answer is the Green New Deal, or not the Green New Deal, but just green energy, and it will, like any emerging industry, will create jobs. And I do believe that there will be a transitional way to bring all these coal workers and fossil fuels over to green energy through training and internships and apprenticeships. I do believe that there will be a place for them when renewable energy comes out. And I think that the fact that they're fearing of losing their job and that whole industry is just a fear-mongering technique by lobbyists and interest groups to try to slow down or prevent the start of any green renewable energy.
That sounds like socialist talk, sir. No, that's my southern one.
I'm sorry, bro, but I'm gonna have to call cap on all of that.
Oh,
Shit, I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
And
dude.
how dare you take away coal mining? I want to die from lung cancer to support my family. How dare you go to clean renewable energy, you selfish.
you
How
snowflake! Even though I'm
I'm
complaining about the
sorry.
election results, you snowflake! Stop the vote, I'm sorry,
Dude, I fucking I don't know why I get so much Trump shit on my TikTok, bro. Like that shit like pisses me off. I just start getting mad, and like I want to start commenting, but I'm like, I'm just gonna waste my time because I'm not gonna get through to anybody.
That's
But-
the thing, because they know you react to it. It's exactly what the algorithm knows.
Yeah, but anyways, because you're fucking stupid. I'm just kidding. Jeez, sorry. I came out a little harsh.
It's just clean, refutable energy, all right? I want to be a coal miner. Okay,
Let me get cancer, please.
I just want to die, bro. Please.
Going back to Donald Trump, what's gonna happen to his wall then? The wall that he's building.
That is gonna happen. I was wondering that too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna
Honestly,
be delivered to Ryan.
I didn't even keep up. I mean, I know there was like new acres and a couple 100 miles of like a new wall built, but I mean, I think that train died off.
Wasn't there a skeleton built like like just something to hold it place.
Oh, what?
There's like a skeleton of the wall. Like they built like I'd say like
The
like
frame
you said,
or something?
Yeah, they built a frame. Then I guess they're supposed to like create. That's where the actual wall is gonna like be built on.
I honestly don't know. I didn't.
Like-
I thought that train died off a long time ago.
Yeah,
Oh. So it's just to get people to vote for him, huh? All
Pretty
this
much.
time.
Yeah.
And everyone believed him.
Mm-hmm.
yep.
Damn. Shit. So I guess.
Yep.
Guess that's where we gotta end it then. I'm sorry.
Nah.
No.
No.
Do you guys have any final messages?
I think I was
for the
done,
people?
huh?
I know you're done. I'll make sure. Once you start talking about coal mining like that.
Oh, damn.
No.
Oh, he's done. He's done.
He's done. Oh
He's
shit.
done.
Oh
Fuck you.
no. Oh, shit.
Baba Booey.
Baba booey.
Baba booey.
Dude, the Spotify viewers will never know what just happened. They'll never know. They're left to guess. All right, bro. Do you have any last message to the people? Where can they find you?
They can't.
Oh,
Give it-
shit.
like literally, I want
What's
you
your
to tell
SoundCloud?
Oh shit! Yo, he put you on the spot, Roberto. He put him on the
Shit.
spot.
It's on private. It's on private. You can find me at my house.
Yeah, can you please tell me your address, zip code, and
Yeah.
everything, and your
So,
social
1, 2,
security
3,
number?
Fuck you.
How are you, Ryan? You have any last final message for the people?
Wear your mask and wash your hands.
How about you, Omar?
Can we play a game real quick? Since Kelly Oubre got traded and Ryan took a picture, can we play Who Will Ryan Get Traded Next?
Ooh, are we transition to NBA talk?
Yeah.
Did he get traded?
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy Ryan took a picture of, he's not a Phoenix player anymore.
Hey, I know, Dino, I know you ain't down to ball up.
Oh, right now on the podcast, live.
Cross you up.
Oh yeah, guys, I'm training Roberto, so expect him to be a good basketball player in 3 Saturdays from now.
I'll start it like I'll end it. Cap. All right, that'll be all for the podcast. That'll be all for the podcast today.
Wait. In all
Oh,
seriousness, to all the listeners, don't be complacent and think that just because we voted in Joe Biden and Kamala Harris that our shit's gonna get fixed or that we won. I want to remind everybody that both parties are against us and the people, and our best interest is keeping these people in check.
Wait, we didn't win and shit ain't gonna get fixed?
And Dino's a bitch. All right, good night, everybody.
All right, guys, you heard the man. I have nothing else to say. Thank you guys for
You have
watching.
nothing to say. You actually didn't say anything.
Yeah.
You know,
Just end it, bro.
fuck you.
Not the same.
I ain't been up on the block in a minute. I've been missing out the walk with the minute. I've been building up the blocks like a minute. Elliot, the water dripping out the city. Oh my god, boy, he got a Glock. Oh my god, boy, that boy on top.